Welcome back to Total Party Kill. It's me, Tony Sindelar, a Dungeon Master. Today we are doing something new. We are starting out on a new mini-adventure. Today we will be playing the mini-adventure Gloom from the Fantastic Adventures collection of adventures, which, again, I bought. I think it's a lovely adventure you might consider buying yourself if you're going to be running some adventures for some friends or lesser enemies. For those who have been keeping track of our mini-adventure progress, this is the last adventure in the Fantastic Adventure collection. So, probably they all die, right? Just,
It's everybody, not just the adventurers.
The whole town.
Of Whitesparrow.
The town
falls
falls
off the cliff. Yeah.
Does the hand just grab the town and smush it?
No, it just puts it into a giant mouth.
Crump.
Creepy.
So,
Give Tony ideas.
Let us talk about our players and their new characters. That's right, we have an entire set of new characters today. That's exciting. First up, he is our fearless, incomparable leader. It's Jason Snell.
Hi, Tony. I'm glad to be here. I'm playing Cool Cat, who's... I've just heard that Cool Cat has been retired. So I'll play a new character.
Sent to a nice tabaxi farm upstate.
Yep. He's playing his pan flute in somewhere. I don't know where.
I had when I was young, my older siblings had a dog that was a mischievous dog and was sent away to a farm. And I think it was actually sent away to a farm, but I'm really not sure if that was a euphemism. Anyway, pet death.
I actually grew up at the farm where people sent their pets.
Okay. I mean, we were in a somewhat rural area.
You took good care of them, is what you're saying.
There were farms. It wasn't like we were like in a suburb and it's like there's not a farm for 100 miles. So, there were farms like 15-minute drive away. So, cool. Thanks for caring for those wayward animals, Jason.
Sure.
So,
Good story.
Yeah. Next up, a returning player to Total Party Kill. Honestly, she should know better at this point, but she returns with a new, totally unique character. It's Rosemary Orchard. Hi, Rosemary. How's it going?
Hello, it's going well. I am playing Denala, the High Elf Bard, who may seem similar to a previous character, but is completely 100% different.
Love it.
Jason didn't introduce his character.
Identical
I don't know why he didn't do that. That's literally the only reason I introduced him.
Do you want me to? I mean, we haven't met our characters yet, so
why don't you introduce your character, Jason? Wow,
all
Jason,
right.
when you're not producing an episode, you just fall apart, huh?
I'm just I'm just waiting for the cue. You didn't ask me to introduce my character, so why would I? I thought we were keeping
You
that
went
a
off
secret.
on a tangent about
Cue
farms.
Jason on 3, please.
I am playing Nis, who is a lizard folk sorcerer related to a very minor character met in a previous adventure. So those who are studying the Whitesparrow Total Party Kill lore will be very excited to find out the plan the lizard folk have to use that skull castle as a school for sorcery.
Editor's note, please see the episode, I think it's the Flesh Eaters, is that right?
Yes.
Okay. There's been a lot of adventures, and they all have funny names.
That's a nice little Marvel Comics moment there. Thank you for the footnote.
You're welcome. Excelsior. Next up, it is a newcomer to Total Party Kill. Listener Will Wagner kicked open the door of us tricking listeners to being on this podcast. So far, that offer is exclusive to people who live near my house. Please welcome to Total Party Kill, Jess Viator. Hi, Jess.
Hi.
Jess, tell us who you're playing.
I am playing, her name is Briar Orahim, and she is a half-elf fighter.
And welcome. You have played much Dungeons & Dragons with me in person. Now you're trapped in a podcast. Welcome.
Thank you.
And last but not least, James Thompson. You may remember him as Samson Jotham, and probably even more memorable, his robot friend Pascal. They've retired. They've gone on to a better place. James, who are you playing today?
We've gone very elf heavy in this episode. I'm playing Nyasa Nightweaver, who is a perfectly normal high elf who definitely doesn't have a secret past, but she may have a secret present just for you, and that present is a dagger.
Ooh, excellent.
It's like a poem.
And of course, helping me out, running the board, twirling the knobs, switching the dials. It is assistant to the regional dungeon master, Little Dan Morin. Hi, Dan.
Hi, Tony. Should we do a little banter, or did you prepare anything?
Did you write any banter? I prefer
I
if
wrote
you ran
something
your...
down. I did not, but I have a card for like a free coffee.
Where is it from?
I don't know. I haven't been there. I haven't been out of the house in a long time.
Okay.
It's just an IOU. He'll
I've
make you a
asked you-
coffee sometime.
I've asked you to run your banter past me ahead of time because for quality assurance, and once again, you have failed to do that.
It's two failures today.
Well, the day is young. So let us head forward with our adventure. I'm going to take you all to the map of Whitesparrow, which I think many of you have seen before. But, you have new characters. Your characters may be recent arrivals in the town of Whitesparrow. Whitesparrow is one of these little towns in the middle of nowhere. It sits in a big valley. It's kind of the only significant settlement here, and it's become kind of a destination for heroes or would-be heroes, adventurers of all types, at least as a place to, rest and get a meal before pursuing adventure in many of the dangerous dungeons, mountains, caverns, abandoned dwarven dams nearby. Seems like for a quiet, sleepy town, there's just always something happening in Whitesparrow. And of course, I'm required to mention that the most distinctive landmark in Whitesparrow is the giant stone hand sticking out of the earth. It of course has 6 fingers. Why not? And that it's been there. Let's just get all the questions out of the way. It's been there well before anyone can remember. The town was built up around it because you see a giant stone hand, and a lot of people just have that, like, this seems like a good place to settle down. Let's open a tavern and a shoe shop and a stables and a temple of light, because why not? So, Whitesparrow, you know it, you love it. All right. So, our adventure begins on a Wednesday, as you do.
Good to know.
Wednesday, it is the fourth Wednesday, which is significant in Whitesparrow. It's the day that taxes are collected, and the Chamberlain of Whitesparrow Keep, one Brindley Ottershop. People might remember him from the adventure Gleam in the King's Eye. Excelsior. A lot of continuity today. Comes down to town and collects the taxes, and it's a necessary part of maintaining the town, and it's obviously not a thing that people look forward to per se, but people are happy to or at least cooperative enough when the Lord sends his chamberlain along with some bodyguards down into town to collect the taxes, and they are on their way back to the keep when a cold wind seems to kind of blow through town. Brindley Ottershot is escorted by his guards, but several cloaked travelers kind of pass just a little too close to the group. And one of those travelers kind of steps right in front of one of the bodyguards, moving quickly to sink a weapon into the guard's throat. The guard stumbles, gurgles, and flops to the ground with blood gushing from a deep wound. The hooded man smiles, holding up a red-stained dagger. More cloaked figures kind of emerge from around him, descending on the guards, slitting their throats as the people of Whitesparrow panic and run in several directions. All of you are there. All of you witness this heinous attack as the guards are executed with hideous efficiency, as the Chamberlain looks there full of shock and horror at the bloody daggers headed in his direction. The hooded leader calls out, "For you, Chamberlain, a gift from Gloom." So, let me take you to a map.
Well, that was a most unexpected gift.
Can you all see the map okay?
Yes.
Can, yes.
All right. Let me just get our bearings here on the map. Make sure you can all see some stuff. So hopefully you can see your tokens. Please check that you can move your tokens. You can see that there are 3, I have called them thugs, in the center here of the crossroads. They have just executed the 4 bodyguards that were escorting Brindley Ottershop, Chamberlain of Lord Whitesparrow. He stands there surrounded by corpses. All of you,
Must be Wednesday.
Thank you, Dan. Have not met each other yet, but I think we're going to see how you react to this kind of situation. I'm just going to ask you, to roll initiative.
13.
All right,
21.
give me a second.
21. Tell him what he's won, folks.
You may be able to add those to the initiative order yourself.
Yep,
If
9
not,
for me.
You can do that.
I don't know how.
Oh, you know what I forgot to pull out? Dice.
Yep.
Thankfully, I
like-
live in a very small house where dice are always within reach.
It's so weird. I can like position windows wherever I want and move them, and I just don't care.
Don't put that there, Jason.
Oh my
Please.
god, the turn order. I'm going to move it right in the middle where I can't see anything, and then I'm going to slide it over here, and nobody's going to know. It's great.
Listeners, Jason hasn't gotten to just be a player without being a producer in an adventure in a long time because it's usually Jason or Dan.
Ever.
Today it's Jason and Dan, and he's actually just getting to be a player in Dungeons and Dragons. It's weird for him.
Will I be less
Fine.
annoying? More
Do you
annoying?
want me to
Same.
switch?
We'll find
I can
out.
just switch our places on the stream if you want to just take over. Jason.
Let's see.
I don't.
We'll switch.
Can
Crisscross.
anyone see my initiative? I've entered it, but it's
I can't see it. Sometimes you have to hit enter for it to really go.
There you
Oh,
go.
now I
this
can,
time hitting
13.
enter did not exit me out of Roll20 and force me
Nice.
to relaunch the game. So.
That's a
Jess,
feature.
Jess,
Where-
did you roll initiative?
Yeah, yes, but where do I put it?
Do you
How
see
do
a
I-
There
turn
should be a
order
little window
box?
called turn order.
Yes.
You should be able to type next to your name.
You
And
click
Versus
in that,
0.
click
currently.
into 0 and then type a number.
Yeah. Jess is an experienced
There you
D&D-er,
go.
but new.
And what a number.
120. All right,
Tony,
now
does
let me...
Brindley Ottershot get an initiative here?
He does, but he's going to be at 0 because he is
Okay.
not having a great day. All right, let me just run through the order for you and the listeners. So we are basically at a kind of crossroads in town, in the town of Whitesparrow. There are Brindley Ottershots kind of just standing in the middle of the road. Around him are arrayed several corpses of his former bodyguards. He's surrounded by 3 thugs. Each of you is kind of coming from a different cardinal direction to this scene of carnage. There are other Whitesparrow villagers around, though most of them look like those that have reacted are going to run away from this scene of horror. James, how do you pronounce your character's name?
Nyasa.
Nyasa will be first, followed by our assassins, followed by Rosemary's Denala, followed by Jason's Nis. Is that how I'm saying it?
Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Followed by Jess's Briar, and then Brindley Ottershot will move on initiative 0. Dan, do you want to control some of the thugs? How do you feel about that?
Sure, I'll be a thug.
How many thugs you want?
Give me 2 thugs.
All right.
Two thugs up.
Play those thugs.
All right, I'm going to put a little dot on the thugs that you control. These are blue for Dan. And I'm going to give you control of that.
My thugs dance.
All right, I'm going to be green thug over here. He's going to be extra jerky. All right.
But good for the
So-
environment, so that's nice.
Yeah. All right.
Biodegradable?
Nyasa, you are first. You have seen this look of shock on the people of Whitesparrow. I think you're really only about 15 feet from where this scene of carnage has unfolded in front of you. What are you going to do?
I think my sort of gut reaction is going to be throwing something sharp and pointy towards the green thug,
All right.
or possibly even 2 things.
That's better than
So yes, I will attempt to throw. So I can throw a dagger and I can throw another dagger as a bonus action. So let's
true?
start with 1 dagger.
Okay.
Always throw 1 dagger. That's a pro tip.
Is the
Yes,
second dagger doesn't
because
do
if
as
they
much
die,
damage,
you
I
don't need to
guess.
throw the second one. Otherwise, it would just be a waste.
You may need to keep track of how many daggers you have to throw as well.
I know how many I've got, and I will pick them up as required.
Okay.
Oh, good start. Natural 20.
All right. Very great opening. You remember to roll double your damage dice on a natural 20.
Yep. So that is, where's my d4's gone? Here we go. So that's 4 twice. So 8 plus 3, 11 damage.
All right. You whirl a dagger. It catches one of the assassins like right in the shoulder, and he spins around to glare at you.
Well, he's going to glare at another dagger.
Don't tell him what to do.
Well, I'm just making assumptions, but
You could be surprised.
I rolled a 19 14 plus 5.
That will definitely hit one of these thugs. The same thug?
Yeah. Same thug. He was glaring at me.
He was, very much so.
And 3 plus 3, 6 damage.
All right. That is not good. You get that guy, you get him right in the chest now that he is whirled around to face you, and he is bloodied, if that was a thing in 5th edition. He looks surly and mad. He spits on the ground, and you have interrupted an assassin who's just doing his day job, man. And that is, you have, I think, invoked some wrath. Dan, I believe it's our turn next, right? Team Assassin.
Time for the thugs.
All right. Well, I think, they thought this assassination was going to go real quick. I mean, they executed those guards effortlessly, but now it seems like some interlopers are getting involved, and it's time to control the scene. So far, only Nyasa has done that. So I'm thinking 2 thugs are going to need to take care of Nyasa while another kind of locks down Brindley Ottershot. So this thug is just going to charge at you. He has dropped his curved little assassination dagger and pulled out a mace. And he is going to swing that mace twice in your direction, Nyasa, because he has multi-attack.
It's only fair. I threw two daggers.
Yeah,
so.
I don't know if you can do anything to interrupt these or anything, or if this is just happening. But first
This
one,
is happening.
12. Second
That
one,
misses.
very low, 6. So he is swinging wildly as some of his own blood is like getting in his eyes. Whoosh, whoosh. Nothing is connecting. Dan?
This thug, seeing his friend, is going to charge up as well against you and say, "Hey, Carden, hold on. I'll help you out with that." And he also pulls out a mace. And now that he is adjacent to his pal, because these are thugs, he gets advantage on an attack roll next to his friend. And he's also going to swing at you a couple times with a mace. First one is a 14.
That misses.
Shame. I'm going to blame it on this app I'm using to roll dice here.
Those are terrible.
And
They're
the
rigged.
second one is a much superior 21.
That will hit.
That will connect for
that-
5 bludgeoning damage as the thug rings your bell.
Yeah.
Oof.
You hear some stuff inside you may have cracked a little bit there, Nyasa.
Well, a third of me has cracked off, so
Ugh.
This
What
other
is
thug
third
will
thug do?
close on Brindley Ottershot, and he is also dispensed with his dagger. He pounds his mace into his hand a little bit, and he, reiterates that the Gloom wants you to relay this. This is an important message. And then he hits Brindley Ottershot in the head
Ugh.
with a mace.
Brindley
can you relay a
Ottershot,
message if you're dead?
Brindley Ottershot does not look
It's a
good.
visual
He is
message.
an elderly old man. It does not look like another hit like that is just gonna probably knock him out, if not knock him to death. So, Danala, you are seeing the scene of carnage continue to unfold. Some kind of stranger, also mysterious, hooded and carrying daggers, has emerged from the crowd and attacked the assassins. 2 of the assassins have peeled off to deal with him, but a third continues to wail on poor innocent Brindley Ottershot. What are you going to do about it?
Well, seeing as Nyasa, whose name I do not yet know,
No,
Was
just a friendly
friendly.
stranger.
the friendly strangers seem to be doing all
Just
right
better.
with the multiple daggers before. I am going to focus on the thug who's attacking Brindley Ottershot, and I'm going to use my cantrip of a firebolt, which 24 to hit there.
Thug. No problem.
Can you tell us what firebolt looks like? I don't know that one. I assume
firebolt.
fire and a bolt. But...
I hurl a mote of fire at a creature or object within range, and I do 15 damage.
Ouch.
Ouch. That just, the thug tears off his spooky hooded cloak that is now engulfed in flames. Oh, sorry, Dan put in the damage. Haha. I think.
Please don't
Dan,
kill
I
the
did-
thug.
I mean, I thought that was what I was trying to do, but anyway, okay.
I went to damage a already damaged thug. Thank you, Dan. All right. Anything else, Danala?
I believe I am not able to do anything else in this.
Okay, you could move if you wanted.
No, I think I'm okay where I am.
All right. Nis, I suspect you are a somewhat recent arrival in Waterdeep, and there seems to be this strange scene unfolding among these, a lot of humans, maybe not exclusively humans, but just I don't know how you lizard folk live, but this just seems like an inordinate amount of violence to just be erupting in their community.
Yes, it is so unruly. Nis likes Law and Order, and just saw a firebolt kind of be flung from around the corner at this thug who's trying to assassinate this official. Nis doesn't like that, and Nis says, "You know what? That's a good idea. Let's try that." And it's an 18 versus AC.
That lights up. You're doing a firebolt also?
Yep.
Yeah, that lights up a thug.
Alas, only 2 damage, because my firebolt is not as good as Denala's firebolt, apparently.
All right.
How's
Dan,
he
you got
looking?
that, or Dan, am I doing that, or are you doing that?
Sorry, I missed the roll.
2 damage.
No, I'll do it. I got
damage.
it. I'll track the damage. That
Wow.
thug is bloodied, if that was a thing in 5th edition.
And he's
All right.
really upset about being set on fire
Yeah, he's
again.
on fire twice.
Stop
which
with the
is
fire already!
And Nis
somehow worse than
is-
being on fire once.
And Nis is concerned about this, even though she doesn't like to necessarily reveal herself in public. She is going to run up on the thug now and use her hungry jaws
Oh no!
Oh,
to
wow.
bite.
This is a bonus action as a
thug.
lizard folk gets to do.
Yes, it is.
You just get to bite people?
I do. It's only a 15 versus AC.
That will hit a
That'll
thug.
hit. Yeah.
Well then,
Can I ask where you bite him?
for on the
ask.
like the neck, the shoulder, where he's
All right.
where he's wielding a weapon, and I'm gonna try
Sure.
to do that. 4 more
It's like
damage.
It's like a Vulcan neck pinch, except it's a giant lizard biting you.
It's a gone, really.
It is, and I get two temporary hit points from that too,
Wow.
because lizard folk are fun. Now Nis is like putting herself out there because she's revealed that she's a biter, but she cares about Law and Order.
All right. Ding dong. Briar, you are up next. This scene of chaos continues to unfold. There's 2 assassins attacking, let's be frank, another assassin-looking cloaked elven figure.
That's
A bard
stereotyping.
has dropped fire into the situation, and from nowhere, apparently there's a lizard folk in the fray attacking the assassin. I feel like there's a lot of things you could do.
This is very exciting. This is like a party. There looks like there's a thug that hasn't been attacked yet.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to attack that guy.
All right. Do you attack
I
from range,
appreciate
or are
it.
you a close combat
I am a
person?
close person, so I have
But
to
you're only like 15 feet away, so you could run anywhere on this this thing.
Okay.
The squares are 5 feet. There's also a little ruler tool in Roll20 if you ever need
Yeah.
it, but I don't think you need it for now. You can just move to wherever you want to be. All right. So you run up behind this thug. Nyasa probably somewhat relieved that there's now no longer. It's now an even number to even numbers fight here.
Yes.
How do I attack in this fun program?
You can just you can do the math in Roll20, or you can. I think you can actually. Can you roll it in D&D Beyond? Also, you have
Yeah,
a lot of
you can.
options,
Yeah.
or you could literally roll it with dice on the table if you want.
I
But
had
you're-
dice. I just didn't know if I was supposed to do something on the map.
Nope.
You don't have
You
to.
don't have
Nope.
to.
There's nothing on the map you have to do. So
Okay.
feel free to just roll your attack.
I rolled a 24.
Excellent. Is that a critical or is that not a critical?
No.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, wait.
You.
Did I do that right? No, I don't think I did that right. Hold on.
It sounds like it's still going to be a very high number, though, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
All right.
Sorry.
Excellent. Yeah. The joy of small math in D&D. All right. So you run up behind and basically just stab that guy in the side with your sword. Do you want to roll some damage for that?
Yeah. That is 2d6 plus 3.
Excellent.
And that's, wow, I rolled very badly. That's 5.
Got to start somewhere. All right.
Better
Well,
than 0.
Dan, did this thug get hit by somebody else?
I just gave him the damage because I can also do
haha.
that.
You can also do that. All right, it's like the thug is not at full health. All right, Briar, anything else?
No, I think that's all I can do.
All right. Brindley Ottershot. I think probably, Dan, your options are cower or collapse or mutter as a bonus action.
Ooh. Well, what if I cower as my main action and then mutter as my bonus action?
All right. Can we get a little sound of
okay.
what that mutter sounds like?
Absolutely. The Whitesparrow family will not stand for this kind of behavior.
All right.
That's the muttering.
I'm gonna move the people of Whitesparrow on go after Brindley and basically scatter.
Yep.
So the
Thanks for the help.
They're just
The four of us are like, well, was hoping there was a fifth adventurer there, but guess not.
Nope.
Maybe next week.
Anyone?
Maybe next time.
Yeah.
You look like a likely adventurer.
Are you a Bart? Oh, no.
No,
That's
no,
just a
no, just a farmhand.
farmer. Yeah.
Yep.
I thought that was a guitar. It's a rake. Sorry.
Yep. That guy, barback. That guy, day laborer. That guy,
Yep.
potterer. Nope.
Useful.
All right.
I love pottery.
Nyasa, we are back around to you. You and Briar are in the mix with two thugs that have come to murder you. What would you like to do?
Well, I believe since the green thug is within 5 feet of another enemy,
Oh, totally.
I get to do a sneak attack. Doesn't seem like it would be very sneaky, but that's what the rules say.
I think the idea is that basically now that now it's a little bit more chaotic of a fight with Briar there helping you. You can, Briar's pulling a little bit of attention from that thug. So,
Well, let's see if it actually works in the first place before I commit myself to using a special thing. So I have rolled 20.
that definitely hits a thug.
Okay, I'm gonna go with. Well, let's save the surprise attack for possibly the second
I
dagger.
don't think there's any reason you don't want to just use it.
Are we talking surprise attack or sneak attack? This is a different assassin
Sneak
thing.
attack. Well, it was a question of whether I save to do the extra damage to the one that is less bloodied.
Oh,
So,
I see.
I have done 6 damage to Green Thug.
All right. He is not having a good day.
Then I shall also add the another 4.
He is having a worse day, but still alive.
And then I shall throw another dagger.
Are you throwing these or just stabbing him? He is right in front of you.
Are you
Well,
throwing
okay.
out? Are you just like getting rid of extra daggers? You've got too many. Like,
Yeah.
They weigh you down.
hold this. Hold this.
Well, really, if you're
Point the
making a
arrows.
throwing motion and you just continue on, it becomes a
Yeah.
stab.
It's
So,
important.
either way.
It's important to follow through.
Yep.
Yes.
Did you accidentally buy the heavy daggers, James? You want?
No, it's just I have so many, sort of tucked into little pouches all around my armor. It's kind of,
So that's
All
what
right,
that
let's-
clinking sound was.
Yeah.
yes. It's bad for stealth, I can tell you.
Yeah. You just sound like a bag of silverware being tossed upstairs.
I have rolled a 16.
That hits.
And then I do 5 damage.
All right, the thug goes down. I believe he was stabbed or hit by a dagger from you like 7 times. So he is just
Looks like a
peppered with
pincushion.
holes. Yeah, and hits the ground. Several of your daggers are still in him, I believe.
I will retrieve them as the time is right.
All right. So I suspect that is your whole turn, unless you want to move.
I think I will stay where I am because
right.
there's advantages to being next to people.
Excellent. Dan, Team Thug is next. James killed my thug, so your thugs are all that's left.
Oh well. This thug is conflicted because this thug saw Nyasa just kill his thug buddy, but Briar's also standing right there. But
Who
Nyasa
attacked him?
Yeah,
With a big sword.
that's true. That makes it scarier, though. All right. Thug will whirl on Briar and attempt to hit her twice with a mace. Let's see how that goes for our friend.
No longer have advantage. now
Not
that
a
you're
friend.
solo thug.
That's right.
Yeah.
No advantage. That is a... Hold on 1 second. Reroll since I rolled that with advantage. That is a pitiful 7. I don't think hits.
Nope.
Let's try for our second attack. That's even worse. So wildly starts swinging with the mace. You're like, oh, he was my friend. His tears streaming down his face. And it just doesn't
Tragic.
seem like his heart's in it. No luck.
Aw, poor
the
baby.
other thug
Yeah.
over here has been bitten,
And double
Set on
fire,
fire twice.
double fireballed, and then
but it's
bitten.
really the biting that's
Oh, yeah.
gotten his
Especially in that
attention.
order, like if you had been bitten and then the fire like cauterized. And
Now you feel like
disinfected the wound.
you're cooking him first, and then
bitten
I don't
by-
eat raw thug, please.
Bitten from behind while in an
no.
assassination attempt.
Yikes.
So, yeah.
Yeah. So we'll attempt to swing his mace at Nis there, starting with a 10,
Nope.
which I'm guessing does not hit, and a 15.
A 15 is my armor class.
Oh, thanks, Dice by Peacock. You finally came through for me. 5 bludgeoning damage as the mace takes you right in the guts.
All right.
How you doing, Ness?
Fine. Oh, I had my two temporary hit points, so I'm only down 3. So I'm
Okay.
okay.
Temporary in that they're gone now.
They're sadly temporary.
Easy come, easy go.
All done, Dan?
Yeah, those were all of our thugs.
All right, Denala. Two assailants still remain.
All right. I mean, Brindley Ottershot is still next to the thug, and I presume that we're still supposed to be saving him, and he doesn't seem like he's doing very well. So I'm going to repeat my firebolt on the same thug that was previously set on fire twice and then bitten.
Yeah.
And so I unfortunately roll a 9 to hit.
A 9 will not hit the thug. The thug ducks as your bolt lights up a bale of hay perched in one of the shops next door.
Sorry.
And that's how the town burned down.
At least that bale.
Watch where you're throwing that flame, yells the thug.
Says, and the local straw merchant.
This is my finest straw.
That's why you leave it
You
up front.
burn it, you buy it.
That
the
was my
money.
last straw.
Oh, that's your money straw. All right, Denala, anything else?
No, unfortunately. Well, actually, no, I take that back. I'm going to move forward. I'm going to move up here.
All right.
Sorry. Done.
You are now part of the problem. So, Nis.
Is that a good or a bad thing?
All right. Is this thug wearing metal armor?
Is he wearing metal
I think
armor?
leather, actually.
Yeah, he's wearing leather
Based
armor.
on.
That's too bad. I still will reach out for him. Now, having bitten him, I will now reach out with a little lightning coming from my hand. And that is a 23.
Oh, dear.
It's not good. Not good for thugs.
So lightning flies out of my hand as I reach toward the thug and touch him for 8 damage.
All right. Dan, you got that? That's very bad for him.
I've got it. It's very bad. He's looking a little crispy. A little roasted, toasted, and fried.
It's okay. We'll saute him next.
And can I have movement, but that's all. And he would do an opportunity attack. So I guess I just
He
need
would.
to stay here.
Unless you really want... I mean, it might be worth it to you as a sorcerer to get away. I haven't figured out... And this is a new type of character for me in that I'm used to sorcerers hanging out in the back, and you ran up and bit someone round one.
Well,
Sorcerers are pretty tough, actually.
I'm gonna
Sorcerers-
say the concern was that he was gonna
Murder a
finish
guy.
Ottershot, and when we double hit him and he still didn't go down, I think that Nis decided she needed to get up there and do the extra attack. But
right.
yeah, you know what? Nis is gonna back off and take the opportunity attack.
All right. Wow. Seeing the opportunity, he swings out with his mace and gets a 14, which I think we established is not enough to hit you.
You've missed Nis.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is tough for a sorcerer. I'm used to a 14 hitting a lot of
Sorcerers are actually pretty tough
Wizard
as far as
types.
spellcasting classes go.
All right.
Wizards less
Wizards
powerful than
frail and
sorcerers.
made of balsa wood. Got it. All right. Briar, you are next. You and Nyasa are now outnumbering this one thug here, but there is that other thug threatening Brindley Ottershot. The world is yours.
I think I'm going to continue on with this thug that I've got in my sight.
Mm-hmm.
Thug in the hand.
I did not roll very well. That's 11.
I think that actually hits a thug.
Yeah, it does. That is the armor class of a thug. You found the number.
Nice. And then 13.
Oof.
Wow, that's pretty good fighter damage. All right, Dan, you got that?
Got it.
I think that thug is pretty not doing so great. If bloodied was a thing, he'd be bloodied. I don't know why I keep saying it that way.
Yeah, I don't know either. We've accepted it's a home rule. It's a house rule.
Yeah.
We still keep bloodied.
It is one of the
bloodied,
things.
or you
You
could
don't
say
have
you
to
look
apologize to anybody.
I know, but rules lawyers are writing their emails to me now.
Someone at
Bloodied
Wizards of the
was-
Coast is very upset. They're
You've
like,
decided that
"Bloodied's the-"
below half hit points, you will describe the character
Yeah,
using
as-
the description of bloodied, which
The
has nothing to
adjective.
do with the 4th edition rule of bloodied,
Yeah.
except it's the same.
I think it is a
Coincidence.
convenient way to suggest that someone is severely injured. So that's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Briar, anything else?
Nope, I'll stay there.
All right, Brindley Ottershot, you are still in trouble. There's still a thug looming over you, though that thug is himself having not a great day. Do you want to try and do something?
Yeah, could Brindley Ottershot? First of all, he's prone. I think.
Yeah.
So first, I think he'll. Could
Well, that
he
was-
use
he
his
was
action to Can use his action to disengage and then try to crawl away.
Yeah, I'll give you. How about Brindley Ottershot takes like 10 feet of movement?
Okay. I will need power, or you will need to move Brindley Ottershot.
Which direction you want to go?
Towards
We're away from all the people, probably,
Yeah,
right?
away from the thugs. So either probably north or south
All right.
towards Denala.
Yeah.
All right, Brindley
Crawling
kind
towards
of,
that building.
yeah. Brindley kind of.
I don't
like,
make
and
a
he-
great shield.
And he has to like crawl on his like hands and knees past the murdered body of one of his bodyguards. That you can see his
Oh,
face
dear.
goes white. Yeah, it's not. This is not. This is
Most unfortunate.
This is, as far as Wednesdays go, not a great one. Nyasa, one thug still remains there, not having a great day, as you and Briar are slowly murdering him.
I think he's going to have a much worse day. Reaching for the daggers that I have about my person, I will attempt to stab him with one. And I have rolled 9 plus 5, so 14.
That hits.
And does 6 damage. And if that doesn't kill him,
It does not.
It just makes him stronger.
does another 5 damage.
I think, Dan, are you noting that? He just took 11 damage total, I believe.
Yep.
I think he is badly, badly wounded, but somehow still alive.
I then have a second action of throwing another dagger at him.
All right.
many
Daggers
daggers?
don't... Yeah, how many problems are you going to solve with daggers today, James?
I think I can solve almost any problem with a dagger.
Not a dagger. A dagger doesn't seem to do a lot, but 7 daggers.
I think we're up to 9 now, right?
Well,
seven
when
last
he's
No.
just stabbing, you can reuse them. It's the throwing that
Oh.
kind of,
Yes. But they're all like got my initials on them, so they are mine, and I will be collecting.
I'm
them.
sorry.
Do they have an address? Are you a spooky assassin?
You're an
with
assassin who gives
with a
out their
return
initials?
address? Yeah.
It's
Self-addressed.
called a calling card, Dan, and
There's
I'm
a
not an
self-addressed
assassin.
stamped envelope attached to each one on the hilt, like with a little piece of tape.
If found, please look after this
Like
dagger.
is it a literal calling card, like the ones they put down on the little silver salvers and those little period drums?
If you need somebody
little corner.
stabbed with a dagger, call me now.
Yeah.
Look how effective I am. P.S. Not an assassin.
You did
I-
murder someone, like we just saw that.
I rolled 21.
Are these non-lethal dagger attacks? Did you forget to mention that? You're using the hilt to just...
I think it's only. I think it's technically only assassination if you're paid to do it.
Oh, okay. So these
if you're just doing it,
No, you can do it for a cause. You can do it for a cause.
Well, this
well,
is
I don't know what the
hobby.
cause is.
This is hobby.
Your cause is
hobby
confusion.
Murder. Yeah, there's a strict difference between assassination and hobby murdering, which is what he's doing now.
Like the assassination unions. Like this is you can't do this.
Guild, the Assassin's Guild.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, you have hit, James. You need only roll damage.
I have done 5 damage.
That's enough.
Dan, yeah, things are bad for that thug. And when I say bad,
What doesn't
I mean,
kill him makes him stronger, but what does kill him actually kills him.
he hits the ground with several sword wounds and dagger wounds in him. Nyasa, since you are no longer like face to face with a thug, I would allow you as a bonus action to scoop up all your daggers.
Thank you. I do that thing.
All right.
Except one, which will trace back to you, and you'll be accused of murder.
Dan, it is team thug.
Oh,
we
boy.
have one thug left who is very badly wounded, and I think there's important decisions to be made for this thug. I could imagine him
Life
running away.
decisions.
I could imagine him taking one last shot at Brindley Ottershot. I could imagine him trying to deal with one of these interlopers. How are you feeling?
Well, he might, under other circumstances, it seems like he might be inclined to run away, but a lot of his exits are blocked.
It's true.
But I think he feels outmatched and outnumbered, so I think he's going to head towards Brindley Ottershot
All
and
right.
attempt to sort of like grab him by the scruff of his robes and, attempt to maybe
Maybe use him as a human shield.
Yeah. So he's gonna like swing around and like
All right.
have.
So that assassin is he has grappled Brindley Ottershot, which would probably make a variety of attacks against him challenging, especially if you are trying to say not set Brindley Ottershot on fire. Dan, does that thug want to say anything menacing to the our adventurers?
You won't stop me. I will never go back. I am going to give them what is due to them.
Denala.
All right, I'm slightly concerned about potentially setting Brindley Ottershot on fire.
So is Brindley Ottershot.
Just a little bit, though.
As my firebolt has previously gone astray. So I'm gonna skip the firebolt, and I'm gonna go with a nice round of vicious mockery.
Yeah, I feel like it's really hard to misfire a vicious mockery.
It's very hard. Yeah. So I'm gonna be doing 3 damage with the words "You're such a coward and a loser."
What kind of? That's a wisdom saving throw, I believe.
Yes.
I only like assassins who succeed at assassinating things, not losers like
Exactly.
you.
All right,
Exactly.
thugs. You may be surprised to hear thugs not particularly wise, or you might not be. That thug rolled an 18.
Oh well, that thug's insult just sort of bounces off of him then because
And hits
I am
Brindley Ottershot.
confident
Oh, no.
in my thug lifestyle. I am very comfortable with everything I have decided to do. You can't make me feel ashamed about it. I know who I am.
if you say so.
All right. Denala, anything else?
Yeah, I am going to just move up a little bit more and stand in between the bodies of 2 of the assassins. And just, keep glancing around and make sure that I'm not missing anybody that's lying in wait.
Seems like this area of town, there's people kind of, a good ways back, a good 30 or 40, they're giving this fight a good 30 or 40 feet of space. And there's a few of the braver folks of Whitesparrow peeking from behind barrels and out of shop windows. But yeah, it does not seem like there's any other assailants making their way to you.
Just
All
making
right.
sure.
Nis, what are you going to do about this?
Nis sighs, holds out her hand. 3 magic darts fly out, striking the thug perfectly. Magic missile, 8 damage.
Ooh, and magic missile is basically cannot miss.
Cannot miss, folks.
So I don't think there's any chance of hitting Brindley Ottershot. So
Did I say it? Did I say it? Zip zop.
Zip, thank you. Reference acknowledged. You owe Regdar some
Royalties.
royalties.
Sure.
Yeah,
Fine,
he's
whatever.
on another plane, so it's hard to collect. All right, your 3 magic missiles kind of twist and turn through the little streets and hit the thug in the side of the head, and he collapses. He's dead.
Go back
Before he hits the ground. Brindley Ottershot drops to the ground, but is alive and breathing.
I used to love tax day. It was my
very
favorite of days, and now I will always remember it with this bloodshed.
All right, you, as far as you can tell, you are out of danger. You are mechanically out of combat. What would you like to do next?
So Nyasa's outfit, it's kind of black leather armor with a kind of hoodie. It's a bit murder goth, but she speaks a word and her outfit turns into a very nice dress.
Oh.
So she looks very unthreatening.
So just to remind you all, you have not previously, I think, made the acquaintance of any of these strangers who have come to this situation. So it's you and several presumably helpful / semi-competent strangers and Brindley Ottershot standing around. There's I count 7 corpses in the center of
that's why I'm going for something slightly more, approachable.
Threatening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have glamoured armor, sort of active camouflage.
Get you an assassin who can do both.
Not an assassin.
Denala, would you like to do anything?
I'm going to wave slightly awkwardly at the other people who helped me attack these strange assassins, or in Nyasa's case, who started the fight, and I just piled on.
Nis is going to look around warily, knowing that she is a lizard folk in a human village, but sort of non-threateningly come forward to check on Brindley Ottershot and make sure that he's okay. And she says, "Just
we're all elves. I mean, we're all outsiders here.
All right."
I will say there's a variety of different types of creatures, especially a half elf is pretty far from an elf.
Nis turns to the other 3 adventurers and says, "Wow, what a week!"
And
it's only Wednesday.
Thank you. See, we paid it off, Tony. It's Wednesday.
It's Wednesday, lizard.
Oh, the lizard folk use a different sort of calendar.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
This is the last
I consider it
day of our week.
Oh,
How's the
intriguing.
rest of it?
Oh, so much fording through swamps to get here. Oh, the lizard folk do not live in a convenient location. But
Well,
enough about me and my problems.
Thank you all for your help. It was most appreciated. I fear Brindley sort of stands up and he's trying to brush off his robes, but there's definitely some blood there.
Can't
that's not
brush
coming
that
out.
blood off.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, he's got
Not all
a
his.
pretty good head wound going too. So he's he's okay,
Staggering.
but he's
A little unsteady.
he's not
He's like holding the
Yeah.
wall as he gets up.
he's not a seasoned adventurer. This
This is
took a lot
most
out of him.
discomforting. That was 4 of my best guardsmen, and I'll have to report this to Lord Whitesparrow, I'm sure.
What happened? Why did they attack?
I couldn't say. They said something about a gift, but that was not any gift I would be keen to receive.
What about Gloom? Did he not say something about Gloom?
Yes, that's rather interesting. Gloom is just a bedtime story they tell the children at the Assassin's Guild to scare them. Or so I've heard. They were said to be a particularly deadly assassin who worked decades ago, if they even existed at all. The phrase "people didn't live to tell the tale" is very appropriate for Gloom. Folk just turned up dead, and their calling card was a complete lack of calling cards. Nobody knows anything about them.
Excuse me, new friend. By definition, would not all assassins be deadly?
Only if they're successful.
Yeah, as we can see today, some of them are not so successful.
Indeed. We
Not that I have any knowledge of such things.
Well, again, thank you for your assistance. It was most welcome. I must.
Can we take you to some sort of healer in this village? Do you have a healer you may use?
I think.
May I use one as well?
I think I'd best just go back to White
He
Sparrow
also
Keep.
punched me in the stomach, and it hurts a lot.
I imagine, yes, it seemed like he was particularly a burly man. I think I'd best
yes,
just
he
return
tasted
to
very
White
bitter.
Yes, perhaps just best go back to White Sparrow Keep.
So Brinley Ottershot is looking to go home. It might
Would
be.
you like us to escort you?
There you go. Thanks,
Yes.
Rosemary. I don't know if any of you need to do anything in this crime scene before you do that. But it's up to you.
Yes, I think we let us see if there's information on the bodies of these thugs.
See if there are any handy letters.
Yeah, or daggers with
instructions.
initials in them.
Daggers,
Yeah.
yes.
No,
Did
no,
they
I
leave
can't.
a calling card of some sort.
Why don't
I
you
picked
give
them
me,
all up.
if anyone wants to search one of the
Yep.
assassins' bodies, give me a quick investigation check.
I'd like to help with that.
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
This is doing 1 and
I rolled an 18 on the investigation.
16 from Nis. Nis will look at the guy that she killed.
Okay. Briar, Denala, anything?
17, and I'll look at
All right.
I'll look at the pile in front of me.
yeah. I'll just stand on the one I'm looking at.
Yeah.
Or
I
between the
rolled
ones I'm
very
looking at.
poorly, so I don't know if there are any left. It
You
won't.
can supervise the.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
All right.
Over there, more.
Yeah,
All right.
over there.
So, Nyasa, you are looking through the pockets of one of the assassins that you and Briar took down. The assassin has some surprising amount of gold to just be walking around with. A pouch of 45 gold pieces.
I'll spend that
And
on daggers.
also in that pouch, a ruby decent sized ruby that you would imagine is worth a good 50 gold pieces. And that ruby is scribed with an elven glyph. That seems very unusual.
I believe multiples
Denali-
of us speak Elvish.
Denala, you found the exact same thing in yours, 45 gold pieces, 50 gold piece ruby with an elven glyph. Nis, you found the same, but in addition, Nis, you found, just get that right here, you found a very tiny little piece of parchment written in kind of a neat handwriting, revealing that someone known as Gloom hired these assassins or would-be assassins to attack those loyal to Lord Whitesparrow, specified that it needed to happen in broad daylight. Looking at the bodies, each of these thugs has a kind of a red teardrop tattoo tattooed on their face, which might have some kind of significance. If any of you want to roll history checks on the tattoos, on the rubies with glyphs, anything like that, feel free to.
21 on history.
And which thing did you want to know about?
The tattoo on the face.
You know that tattoo is the symbol of someone who has gone to prison for murder.
I will have a look at the ruby. Do I
right.
have advantage on this roll?
I would
I
say
would
so.
like to help with that.
So why don't you roll with advantage?
I rolled a natural 20. I think I know what
Alright.
it is.
Yes. Well, obviously you speak Elven, so you have no trouble with that. It's the Elvish glyph means blood, but you specifically know the history of that, which is that such rubies were once used by the elves of a fallen nation long ago to pay for murder and are kind of considered culturally forbidden. You also know from that 20 that the gold coins in that purse are of elven make and are stamped with some elven symbols. You know, they're valuable just for their physical property of being made of gold, but the kind of symbols on them indicate that they are quite ancient, probably something that has not really been in circulation in a century.
It's starting to look pretty bad for an elven assassin. Good
Yeah, it
thing
does
there's
not
none of
look
them
good.
around here.
Yes.
Nyasa,
I-
yeah.
I-
So a
Denala
number
would
of
just like to
knives.
adjust her hair to hide her slightly pointy ears.
So
Yeah.
Tony, so Nis has read the parchment and has this moment of insight and decides. Well, you can decide how insightful it is, and if I have to roll something. But Nis wants to look around after reading about the broad daylight
Mm-hmm.
and see she's just going to look around the perimeter here just to see, is somebody watching?
Give me a quick perception check.
Alas, it is only a 5.
Seems relatively quiet. The people of Whitesparrow are starting to kind of creep back into the town, into the road, see what's going on now that things have been quiet for a couple moments.
This is concerned that
some
somebody
people
might be verifying this assassination, which has now failed. I don't know.
Yeah, Denala, seeing that Nis is looking around slightly worriedly, would also like to roll a perception and scored 9.
Similar. It seems like things are relatively quiet. There's a lot, there's now a lot of people around, so there are people around. You don't see anyone particularly suspicious.
You wouldn't see them.
Briar is bored, so she asks Nis, "What does it say?"
Oh, Nis relays the information that these are assassins. That's a great word. There's lots of S in there. They're paid. I relay all that information that Tony said was on the parchment. They're assassins hired to kill him in broad daylight.
Specifically, they were hired to kill anyone loyal to Lord Whitesparrow.
To Lord Whitesparrow, and the tax collector is a great example of that. And that we should, and then Nis relays that we should also definitely stay with him. And he's not only injured, but under potential assault, and so we should take him where he needs to go.
Denala would like to mention that we do just look more than slightly loyal to Lord Whitesparrow now, so we should probably, be on guard, watch our backs.
I agree.
All right, and so you accompany Brinley Ottershot to. I'm gonna just flip you back to the map of Whitesparrow for a second. That's just a visual map. Up the hills to Whitesparrow Keep, which is just a short walk outside of Whitesparrow proper. You are, I don't know if any of you have been to Whitesparrow Keep before. Perhaps this is your first time, but it's, it's kind of in between just a big, nice house, and it's got a little bit in terms of some, battlement and towers, fortifications. But is it a castle-y mansion or just the smallest of castles? Hard to say. But it does look well guarded. There are several guards kind of watching the main door. Doesn't have a moat or anything like that, but does seem relatively well protected. They are somewhat shocked to see Brinley Ottershot without the company of the 4 guards he left in, and the 4 of you, though presumably you advance in a way that suggests that you are not threatening to him and he doesn't look like he's in trouble. And you are all ushered into basically a large foyer, vestibule type area, where Lord Marlin Whitesparrow, Lord and Regent of the town of Whitesparrow, appears to greet you and thank you for saving his trustworthy servant from murder. And to play that Regent, please welcome to the podcast, Dan Morin.
Thank you. Oh, thank you so much for rescuing my dedicated Lord Chamberlain. Brinley, I hope you have not felt too many ill effects. We will have the cleric of the house see to you immediately and see to your injuries. And Brinley is ushered off. And Marlin turns to the rest of you and says, I appreciate all your help in this matter. Obviously, I heard news of the attack as fast as the courier could make it. This is most worrying. Did you have any information about these people?
Well, sir, there seems to be no ordinary attack. There seems to have been a paid assassination. Do you know of anything that could have brought such a contract down upon you?
I'm told all assassins are paid. That's my understanding of what it means to be an assassin.
And
here.
deadly.
And deadly, indeed. Well, it's not the first, I must admit, not the first threat I've heard in recent days. I got a note a few days ago.
And Lord Marlin pulls out a note. It's still got the dagger that it was presumably delivered with it. Not one of
on
the.
it. And
Does it have a G on the side?
Big G.
One of those unmarked. Is it an unmarked dagger?
Yeah, no, this has got a big black letter G in the hilt.
Oh, okay.
And
the serial
been
number was
filed
filed off. Yeah.
yeah. And he holds up the note for you. You can see on the piece of parchment, it just says, Leave your nephew alone at the white gnarled tree, or we will kill 5 of your servants each week.
Your nephew.
How many
Yes,
servants do
so-
you have?
I assume they are referring to my only nephew, Pennon, who is also my heir. So, needless to say, I'm a bit concerned for his safety. I've made sure that he is well secured at the moment, but the fact that they clearly made good on their threat does bring me no small amount of consternation.
Can we speak to him? Perhaps he would have some idea of why this might be happening if he's named in this.
I'm afraid I simply cannot allow that at present. It is far too risky. I prefer to keep his location known to as few people as possible.
Would it be possible to see this note? To hold it in my hands and see if I can see
it?
anything.
Can you see it? See the note? See it?
Yeah, he's got it right there. He hands it over.
Yeah, please, no.
Yeah,
please,
but
please.
could he-
I appreciate any insight you can give me.
Okay. And so I would like to examine the note and see if I can tell anything about it.
Yeah, give me perception, investigation, something like that.
22.
You notice that it is the same kind of neat handwriting as the note that Nis took off of the head assassin in the back in the street. Would there be anything else that you would be trying to learn about it? 22 is really good. I just don't know what you would know about a note. You would know, probably, you've been in town a little bit long enough that you would know that the white gnarled tree is kind of a local landmark. It's on a little hill in a bog outside the village. So it's a little, as far as places to go in and around Whitesparrow that have a name, it's a landmark. You don't think it has any particular significance beyond that.
Back when I was a kid, my friends and I always used to hang out at the Gnarled White Tree. It was the hip place to be.
Nis asks him if he has had any issues with elves recently, because we believe that perhaps there were signs of elvish construction in the accoutrements of the assassins.
Not to my knowledge. I get along famously with the elves. There are several in the town of Whitesparrow, and I don't think you'll find any of them have anything bad to say about my treatment of the town. I resent the implication, sir.
What do I roll to detect his fact that he's a filthy, lying liar pants?
This is insight.
21.
I think I think his response was that of a politician, in that he does not want to be seen as racist against elves, but has no specific qualms with any elves in particular. So though you think his response was insincere, he was not really directly lying any more than a politician lies all the time.
All right.
So
Got it.
It was
breathing. He's
lies,
lying.
but not suspicious lies. How's that? Nis?
Whatever he's racist against,
Yeah.
it's not elves. It's probably lizard folk, really.
Yeah. You're in his foyer, so
That's true.
He doesn't
That's
seem to
true.
be recalling in horror.
You didn't have to wait outside.
That's
Yeah.
nice.
So,
He's open-minded.
I think with 21 you got a lot of subtlety to the insight, and
All
hey,
right.
you actually used insight to discern the true meaning of someone talking to you, and not to try and do something else with it. Which
a
is
first for me.
unusual. Yeah,
Insight is
first
the
for you.
rope of skills.
So,
Well, I would like to say, again, I appreciate you helping my good friend Ridley, and it seems that you are more than capable as a band of adventurers, and perhaps we could come to some sort of agreement. I'm prepared to offer you some money if you might be able to find this Gloom character and put an end to them so that I can let my nephew resume his life in safety. Is that something that you might be interested in?
I think I have some random curiosity in finding this Gloom fellow or lady. I would be very interested in taking on this mission. I don't know about these other people because we've only just met.
Well, you've acquitted yourselves well in the time that you were together, it seems.
Yes.
I would also be sufficiently curious enough to continue investigating. And these people all seem upstanding folk as we all jumped in to try and help out. So I would be willing to continue on with these lovely people.
Yes, my people's school for sorcery requires funds.
And I'm in. I'm just looking for something to do, and this seems like fun.
Well, excellent. I don't know about fun per se. I mean, this is obviously a deadly serious matter that we should all take extremely seriously, but I'm glad you're having fun. I am prepared to offer you 100 gold pieces each if you are willing to take this on.
Deal.
Done.
You
should-
strike
we
a
should ask
hard
for more.
bargain, friends.
Will you also agree to promote my school of sorcery among the people of Whitesparrow and endorse it if anyone asks?
I would be pleased to, if you would send some materials. I do all of my charitable work in writing. I don't do things over the phone.
So in her bag, Nis removes one of the many flyers that she
pamphlets.
is going to distribute around Whitesparrow because her entire goal here is to find more students for the brand new in the Skull Chamber Fortress School of Sorcery that's put on by Nis and her brother Biz. So she hands him one.
Nis, can you tell us a little bit about what this flyer looks like in case anyone wants to do fan art of it?
It is a picture of a lizard hand with like a glowy magical fire coming out of it. And it
Does it have
says,
6 fingers?
learn the arts of sorcery, expert teaching, low rates,
It
lizard
says
folk,
rats.
lizard folk staff, but not in the swamp. A lovely new location in the now under new management Skull Fortress. It's basically what it says.
Is it handwritten? Is that what it, like hand drawn?
No, Nis has gotten this is all part of the PR campaign. So Nis has used
You've got a level 4 graphic designer.
Nis's
working on
initial
this.
investment to go to a town, perhaps even the Whitesparrow print shop, but maybe not. Maybe it's a different town, and get these printed up so that she can distribute them. Because the whole idea here is to uplift not just the lizard folk, but the other people of this area and teach them the ways of sorcery to protect themselves.
Glossy or matte finish on these?
It's it's just a rough hewn sort of hempen kind of paper.
Okay, organic.
Nyasa
It
will-
would dissolve in the swamp if need be. Yeah.
Nyasa will politely take one of your leaflets
and very
look at it.
environmentally friendly, which I appreciate in that way. Well, I will certainly review this material, and when you come back to collect your reward, perhaps we can discuss some sort of further arrangement.
Very well.
So, adventurers, you have a variety of places you could go next, which is always a problem because you spend time fighting about it. But it seems like you have this open question of who is Gloom, where are they, and what can you do to stop them? I'm not sure where you will go next in Whitesparrow, but there's things to be learned, I think. You don't need to leave Whitesparrow Manor immediately, but we'll say that Lord Marlin kind of withdraws, gives you time to sit here, warm up around the fire, and exchange.
Before he leaves, I leave him with one last word of warning, which is, it is only Wednesday, and they have only killed 4 of your men. Be careful. 1 more will be due. That's math.
I see you teach math at this school of sorcery.
We are very educated. It is a misunderstanding about the lizard folk just because many of us live in the swamp.
Math is a prerequisite for sorcery.
Before he leaves, can we attempt some persuasion as to whether we can speak to his nephew, who seems tied up in all of this?
You could
What are you implying? I have not tied up my nephew.
Aha!
We're not commenting on precisely what you do at home.
Persuasion check. I am quite a charismatic lady who has he has not seen me stab many people. I'm wearing this lovely dress.
I assume you can
roll
try.
Well, okay, let's see. I have rolled a 22.
Wow.
Well, I think Lord Marlin is a bit flustered, but I think he is very insistent. It is, he has just met you, and he is very in fear for the safety of his.
Realize you
his
are only
nephew.
trying to help, but I'm afraid I must be adamant that nobody sees Pennon, that he remain as safe as possible. As you yourselves have just pointed out, the day is not over yet, and Gloom may strike again.
Well, he's not one of your employees, so he should be fine.
I don't think assassins respect technicalities such as that.
Well, I mean,
might be mistaken.
I have
Perhaps
no-
you know
I have
more
no
about
information on them.
assassins than I do.
No, I think you probably know way more than a humble woman as myself.
I would like to just ask quickly before he withdraws if there were any strange events leading up towards this that stick in his memory or memory.
Lord Marlin?
I can be persuasive if necessary.
Yeah, sure, why not? Why not?
Okay, I rolled 23.
Okay. Lord Marlin, anything strange happened recently in Whitesparrow?
Don't
you
Apart
know?
from the previous 9 adventures.
Certainly there have been any number of strange happenings around Whitesparrow, but recently I can't think of anything that would cause quite this level of excitement. Certainly not that would drive people to kill. That seems far in excess of anything that's happened around the town recently.
Anything strange happening at all? People going missing or
I mean, there are
acting strangely.
dozens of adventurers in and out of the
Is it-
town all the time. I do not keep track of all of them, I must sure, but some of them probably have not returned. It is a dangerous world out there.
Lord Marlin may not be the most useful sorts of information on the comings and goings in the town, since he lives up in the manor and the hill, and he's kind of checked out people.
Has your nephew been in any kind of trouble or anything? Any known
Never. Pennon
associates?
is completely a well-behaved young man. He is of the highest upstanding moral character.
What
I've
do I
never
need
had
to roll for this?
That is insight,
problem
friends.
with him whatsoever.
I'd like to help with the insight.
All right, roll with advantage.
I've rolled a 16.
But with advantage?
That was with advantage.
I will tell you with a 16, he seems somewhat disingenuous.
He's a
Shocking.
perfect angel.
A golden child.
But,
Right.
perhaps he is just very proud of his only heir and a little bit, concerned for his health and well-being and reputation.
Does he have any friends around the area?
I think Pennon is loved by all.
Yes, he is.
Is it special friends?
I do not pry into him. I respect his privacy as a young man. He is free to associate with whomever he so chooses. And I must say, I am very busy with the upkeep of the town and all of the administration. And I don't know that I have, personal knowledge of who his compatriots might be.
Where does he spend his free time?
Oh, hither and thither and yon and roams the fields, quite an outdoorsman, loves the city and the town, and he can be found equally climbing over a rock or helping out in the village.
Neither a
Fording a
bard
stream.
nor a lender be.
Right. I think we should go to the pub.
Yeah,
Yeah,
agreed.
agreed.
Well, I'm glad that we can come to some sort of mutually beneficial arrangement now. I must be off. I have many important duties to attend to. If you need anything at all, well, feel free to send a message, and we will get back to you in 2 to 3 business days.
And Lord Marlin makes his way out of the foyer into the kitchen, where he seems to be eating biscuits just around the corner.
I would like to quickly confer with my fellow adventurers. I believe we are on a full expense account now. Was that everybody's understanding for the pub?
At the very least, 100 gold pieces to each of you is a lot of money to a level 2 character, especially in terms of, like 1 gold piece would pay for a pretty good, day of food and shelter. So.
We did loot those corpses. I mean,
Oh yes, and you took
Yes.
What did you take from them? I can't.
We all got a
45 gold
ruby
pieces and a
and
ruby.
45
A
gold.
ruby.
Yeah. And that
I
45
think-
is ancient evil elven gold, but it still spends.
Accepted everywhere.
Yeah. I mean, it's made of gold. That's the key thing. So
I think we should hold on to the rubies in case we need to pretend to be assassins.
Right. Pretend.
Yeah.
Pretend.
Pretend.
All right.
Well, I would also like to inform my fellow adventurers I have a very handy skill where I can disguise myself as somebody else and appear to be them. And therefore,
someone
this
you
may
need to be someone
useful.
you've seen, right?
Yes, it has to be somebody I've seen, but this may be useful later, especially in conjunction with the rubies.
Yeah. You've seen 3 would-be assassins. You've seen Brimley Ottershot. You've seen Lord Marlin. You've seen all your friends. If you need to be two Denalas. Well, no, I guess you're already yourself.
Yes.
So, yeah.
So
At least I hope I am.
Nis is going to advise everybody that since we foiled this, that on our way back to town and to the pub, we should all be on the lookout in case more assassins come, because we may have identified ourselves. So I just want to have that extra layer of perception of our surroundings, because I suspect it feels very much to Nis that there is some force at work here that is that we have foiled their plan, and they are watching because they seem to be very focused on this family in this town.
We could all put on sort of hats or something as we go down
That's
to the
right.
pub in some...
It's not them.
Disguises?
Those guys have hats.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Those guys before, hatless.
I do have a disguise kit as well, so I'm sure that we've got a lot of hats in there.
I'm just going to fashion a piece of hair as a mustache for now.
Okay, excellent.
We all have sort of comedy mustache.
I'm a
right.
lizard.
Yeah. So some of you are slightly in disguise. The rest of you are paranoid as all get out and watching for attacks from all angles. I will assume it
Couldn't
would be
have
hard.
found a more of a crack team to investigate
Yeah.
this mystery.
Love it. We'll assume that it would be hard to sneak up on you unless you become somehow, say, inebriated or otherwise altered state. So, to the tavern, I believe, is where you wanted to go.
Yes.
Source of all knowledge and quests.
Yes. Well, in Whitesparrow, there is but one tavern built in the shadow of the hand. The Ever Shady Tavern is the only place to go in town. It's probably anyone who's been in Whitesparrow for more than a few hours has been there at some point. It's a fine place to rest and relax. It's sometimes home to other adventurers or various townsfolk or people who are in town that day for business. So it's not uncommon to see townsfolk, maybe some farmers, maybe even an occasional miner passing through, and you may be already on speaking terms with Amanda Jess, the proprietor of the Ever Shady Tavern. You make your way there and see the usual people that would be hanging out in a shady, dark, somewhat smoky tavern at midday.
I think we should all get a booth together and have a bit of a chat, have a drink.
And so you do.
I feel I have something that I need to get off my chest with the other adventurers.
I'm not an assassin.
Do tell.
So I may have been slightly disingenuous, and I may have previously worked in the business of giving people unexpected life-changing opportunities, but I've put all that behind me a long time ago. But I may bring some knowledge, shall we say, to this adventure. This mention of Gloom is fascinating, because Gloom, if they were even really a person, they operated so long ago that it seems wildly improbable that it would be them back again. So if it is them, what has brought them back out of apparent retirement?
How long ago did they operate? 100 years?
It was decades, so 20, 30 years.
Oh, okay.
Is it possible that Gloom is a cult rather than a single person?
It was always ascribed to one person, but it may have been a title that was handed down, Sorry, I went off on Princess
The
Bride.
Dread Pirate
Yeah,
Gloom.
Dread
Pirate
Roberts.
So, it's not really known. But this, it could be an urban legend completely.
Except for the dagger with the G in the hilt.
Well, anyone could have daggers with, their initials on them.
Right. Or they could be
Have you
using
ever
the fear
seen-
of gloom.
Yeah. Have you ever seen this kind of dagger before or heard of it spoken in regards to the legend?
I would have to have a closer look at it and probably roll a dice.
Oh.
I can do that.
Maybe we should do that.
Yeah. He didn't take the letter or the dagger back when we borrowed
No.
them. So
It didn't seem super sentimentally attached to them.
I mean, I'm adding that one to my collection. Really.
All right.
awesome.
That's like memorabilia.
Souvenir.
Yeah. Do you know how much these go for on the open market?
At least, half a gold piece?
Hey,
On eBay, which is short for Elven Bay.
which is a lovely town.
Yeah, the Elven,
on the
Elven
coast.
merchant district.
Elfin bargain area.
Mhm.
Yawn.
Yeah, I was like, it gets harder at the end there.
Yard. There we go.
Yard,
I hope
yeah.
we
Bargain
get to.
area yard.
I hope we get to visit Elven Bay in the next adventure in this series.
Nasa, were you going to roll something?
Yes.
History?
What history? I
History,
guess.
investigation, perception. You might learn different things from different things.
Yeah, let's see what looks good. I'll roll history. And I believe I had advantage in assassiny things, so I'll roll that again.
Yeah.
And that's a lot better. That's a 17.
All right. Well, you're studying this dagger. It does seem to be a weighted throwing dagger. It's very fine craftsmanship. You think it actually is probably worth a decent amount to anybody. And it does seem to like it is rather old. It's perhaps somewhere on the spectrum from old to ancient. So if somebody is impersonating Gloom, they're certainly not sparing any expense in attempting to do so.
Well, I shall inform my new colleagues of this, and that this is looking ever more interesting.
Is there anything that we might learn from looking at this with, say, an Arcana look, which I'm guessing I'm not particularly skilled at, but Nis might be able to check it out for magical properties?
Can't hurt.
I can do that.
I take it back out of the pocket that I've put it in.
Yeah.
Alas, only an 11.
Nis, you feel it seems like anything above a 10 is usually going to be a success unless you're doing something really hard. So when you're trying to study something, I'll give you something for above a 10. It's just, the higher it is, the more in-depth knowledge. I'm going to say with a 10, doesn't seem like the dagger or the note has any magical properties to them.
I'll put it back in my pocket.
I think we should ask about. We can ask about Gloom, but I also want to ask about the nephew.
Who do you want to ask? You are in a tavern. It's full of Whitesparrow folk.
Person at the bar.
I'm going to start.
would start with
I want to start with the person at the bar and ask them about if they know anything about the nephew, because we've heard that there's a threat on his life, and also I'm going to offer my flyer and ask it to be posted because we need more students at the School of Sorcery.
Is that a persuasion check?
So you make your way up to the bar, and as I mentioned, is her name Amanda Jess? Is that the name? I gotta get my NPC names correct. Yeah, Amanda Jess. It's like a double first name. Is the she's the owner and operator of the tavern, so she's there, pouring drinks, wiping down. Give me a second here.
Wiping
Definitely
down
not.
the bar, I hope?
Yep, wiping down the bar. Definitely not sending Dan a message.
Wiping down fingerprints on the bar that were,
Yep.
definitely going to cause problems.
So I'm going to say this investigations is a new role for some of you. It may be advantageous for you to go, one at a time, and not for all four of you to crowd up and be like, "Hey, you, let me ask some questions." So, Nis, you've got a plan? Could you let's act it out? What's that going to sound like?
Okay. Hello. I've been in here before about my sorcery school, but I have we just came from Lord Whitesparrow's house, and we prevented the Chamberlain's assassination earlier today. I don't know if you've heard about that.
Great. What do you want? You want a drink?
I'm still finishing this one, thank you.
Okay.
But I do have a question about it. We think that maybe, in addition to the Chamberlain, the nephew of Lord Whitesparrow is being targeted. Do you know the nephew?
That's Peter Pie, no Piper, no Pot, Pennon,
Parker.
Pennon, I think.
Yes, that is the man.
Yeah, that guy. He is. I mean, he's fine. He's nice, I suppose. He's the Lord's nephew.
Does he have?
You just don't.
It does not matter to me if he is nice or not, but I do would like to know if he has any known associates. I am concerned
known
that
associates.
he is involved in something
Very
dangerous.
Complex, sure. I mean, yeah, I've seen him in here a couple.
Just because we live in a swamp does not mean we do not understand complexity, sir. Ma'am, sorry, ma'am. I get that a lot.
But complexity, you got that nailed. Yeah, he's
lizard folk do not express our gender in the way that you do. It's very confusing to us.
Okay, sure, yeah. Yeah, he's been in here a couple times. He's a little, we're not supposed to serve him. He's kind of on the young side, but he keeps trying to sneak in. He and his buddy. He does have a buddy. I had to kick them both out a few times. They cause trouble. They're just, they're kids. They're up to kid mischief.
Very well. Kid mischief is common. What is this buddy's name?
Oh,
Is it Kid Mischief?
No. He's the local DJ, which is a
dungeon
jockey. Sure. Rides horses in a dungeon. That's fine.
Very dangerous.
Yep. Don't do that.
I do not approve of this.
It's not. It's outlawed.
I see that they do indeed get into trouble. Yes, that's
Indeed,
very much troubling.
But no, his friend
is his name DJ, or is that his title?
No, his name is Ian Vanderwent. I think that's his name. Ian Vanderwent. Yes, he's. I'm sure you know the Vanderwents. They are a very famous local family.
Yes.
They're very well known. They're very well respected. But I have to say, just between you and me, just between you and me,
it is a secret.
They cause a lot of trouble. They're just they're brats. They are just rich, entitled kids. They think they can get away with all this stuff if it's sneaking into the pub or it's painting a cow purple. They can just feel like they can do anything and have no repercussions whatsoever. I just don't care for it.
We have such troublesome behavior such as this in the swamp as well. I feel for you. Are there any of perhaps the Vanderwent family in the establishment now, or someone who would know them?
I mean, I could tell you their house is right.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it's not far. It's pretty hard to miss. It's a pretty prominent house. It's just off the main square. Most people know. You just go around the corner and take a left. So you can't miss it.
Very well. Thank you. I will have another now. Thank you for your service and your information.
Oh, sure. There you go.
All right.
I would like to have been looking around during this conversation to see whether or not anybody was paying attention, acting suspiciously, looking particularly curious as to the conversation that was taking place at the bar.
Give me a quick perception check.
Yes. Ooh, 23.
I think there are probably some people kind of gawking at a lizard folk up at the bar. But, honestly, it seemed like mainly people who are just drinking in a bar in the middle of the day. So nobody's suspicious. Just some people that might be rude.
I get that a lot, as I said. I get that a lot.
Yeah. Nyasa, did you want to do something?
Anybody else looking interesting in this establishment?
There's, your general assortment of townsfolk and miners and farmers and whatnot, but,
Okay, I'll go over to them, introduce myself with a charming
hello
smile.
there, young lady.
And I sort of sigh inwardly. Have you heard of any trouble in the town recently in the last, few weeks or something?
Trouble in Whitesparrow? It's sometimes
Apart from the previous 9
seems
adventures,
like
as
there's
we've
nothing
stated.
but trouble in Whitesparrow. There's bandits
Something-
attacking, or cultists, or weirdos with
Something that has
tattoos
not
who've
previously
shown
been
up.
recorded.
Hold on. Let me ask my friend over here. Hey, Jim, do you heard anything weird in the last few days?
Well, there's all those guys with the blood drop tattoos on their faces.
Oh yeah, blood tattoo, face tattoos.
They've been
it's a choice.
asking around about the Whitesparrow family. I don't know about you. I think they're up to something.
I thought there was those other guys with those tattoos. Didn't they have like a knife, on their throat or something? That was weird.
I mean, it's a personal choice, but I just feel like
that's fine.
the artistic element of their tattoos was lacking.
Yeah, I mean, my day, you just got an anchor on the shoulder, and that was fine. And now people just feel like
Jim pulls up his arm.
keep-
He's clearly a farmer. He's got a pitchfork tattooed on his arm.
Yep.
Yep.
It says mom.
I think
Mom is the name of his cow.
Nyasa is rapidly losing interest in this conversation. And is thinking that we should possibly go to the house of
Jim
the...
and his friend seem to be getting into a very heated argument about hay.
I think we need to consider, do we recognize the knife throat tattoo?
Mm-hmm. And I would
Yeah.
also like to sort of mosey on over, pretending to be very interested in these gentlemen, and ask where they've seen these people with these artistically lacking tattoos.
Oh,
We were talking about hay versus straw. What were you asking about?
Sorry, you said you saw some people with some bad-looking scars. Tattoos. They could be scars. Where did you see these people, and when did you see them last?
Oh, they've been around. There was. I think there were 2 of them in here this morning with the eye drop, asking about Whitesparrow stuff.
They
Yeah.
won't be back.
They were asking. I think something about when his tax collection happen.
Yeah, and what route does the tax collector take? It's very specific stuff. I don't know. I pay my taxes through the mail.
I might suggest in future that you don't give out such personal financial details to random
It's
strangers.
not like it's a secret. A tax collector comes down with his bell, ringing it. Tax collection time. I mean, it's hard to miss.
I'm proud to pay my taxes. It's patriotic.
Yeah, that's how we get our goods and services in Whitesparrow. It takes care of everybody in the community.
Yeah.
And where did you last see the men with the knife tattoos on their throat?
That was a couple days ago.
I think were we out in the field playing horseshoes? Is that what it was, Jim?
Yeah. I was winning as is usual, and they came by.
As if.
They seemed rude.
Did they ask any weird questions or any questions at all?
They did not seem to understand the game of horseshoes. That seemed peculiar. They were. I think they asked about that Whitesparrow kid. What's his name? Penguin.
Penguin, yeah.
Yeah. Asking if we'd seen him.
No, Pennant. It's Pennant.
Yeah.
And do you know anything about this kid?
He's a brat.
Yeah.
Oh,
Painted
So
our
that's with
friend's cow
horseshoes?
purple.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
We heard about that, yeah.
That's terrible. That's terrible.
Old Farmer Gablek, he one purple cow is weird. I mean, just got to paint the rest of the cows to match. It's the only answer.
I
Did you
still
consider washing
disagree
the
with
cow?
you on that one.
Oh, don't look at me. It was his cows.
Okay. Did it come out with purple milk or blueberry flavor or something?
Don't be ridiculous. Chocolate milk.
Oh, okay. Just checking. All right.
All the cows in Whitesparrow produce.
But I would tell you,
Just one.
I think pretty much, I was not supposed to talk about it. Lord Whitesparrow was very insistent that we kind of, Farmer Gablek, keep it on the down low. I mean, he told us we're old friends,
Look,
obviously.
this is just farmer talk, farmer to farmer. I'm assuming you were just like a fancy farmer.
Yeah, definitely.
yeah,
definitely.
you didn't hear from us.
You didn't hear from us.
Yes.
If anybody asks, I haven't heard anything.
That's right.
I appreciate it.
Mum's a word.
Says so on your shoulder.
And a cow.
All right.
Now, are there any of these blood drop assassin type people in this tavern at this time?
Give a quick check
Ah,
around.
yes,
that
we
would
should
be a
be-
very easy perception check.
Oh, it's very high. Hold on.
Very high.
It is 21.
All right. Briar, you scan the room thoughtfully with intensity, looking around you. You know, there's some kind of shady looking folks, maybe some people. It's like, why don't you have a day job? People, it's like, what are you doing in the tavern today? But there does not seem to be any tattoos in sight. And as you're just kind of giving everybody a very intense look for, like, are you an assassin or a thief or a scoundrel or a mercenary? And honestly, by far the most disreputable, intimidating folks in the bar are you and your recent acquaintances.
Okay.
Yeah. Just,
I get that a lot.
I don't.
if you can't find the unscrupulous murderer, it may be you.
Yeah, I have scruples.
If you can't find the scrupulous murderer, it may be you.
Perfect. That's
Any-
it.
Scrupulous Murderer is like a good mystery novel.
Briar, Denala, anything else you'd like to do?
I'm gonna buy these farmers a drink.
They-
as thank you for their wonderful information sharing. And
They
to
are
assure them
very
that I'm-
enthusiastic about that.
Okay, there we go.
You're a
Bit of
real farm
goodwill.
people.
Yeah, I figure a little bit of
cheers.
goodwill's not gonna hurt long term.
Yep.
I feel we should go and talk to some people with an education.
Whoa, whoa.
Wow.
I don't say
Wow.
that out loud.
Don't you?
No, we do a secret conversation in Elvish to confirm. that.
Yes. That's
I
it.
speak Elvish, I'll have you know. I went to 5 years of
Yeah.
Whitesparrow Community College. I studied Elvish
Yeah.
literature.
Jim
Let
studied
me
abroad-
interest
he had
you in a
semester
school
abroad.
for sorcery. And I hand him a flyer.
Oh, well, thanks. I've been
Transfer
considering
credits
some,
accepted.
adult continuing education.
Yeah, some of our spells might actually be helpful in the fields.
Oh.
Perhaps some other forms of milk.
Strawberry?
Also, we have a very cool campus. It's a giant skull fortress under new management.
That's something.
The
You
old
put that right on the
management was
front of the
very
man,
bad.
the front of the pamphlet.
It is also on the sweatshirt you can buy at the school store.
Are these sweatshirts warm?
They are fleece.
Does your school have a mascot yet, or is that later?
Or a motto.
Yeah.
We are still working on the details.
Okay. You're full marketing.
Is it a
It's
very
still
fuzzy
rolling out.
cat by
Yeah.
any chance?
All right,
That is
so,
under consideration.
you have a chance to reconvene and share the various bits of information that you have gleaned from your merciless interrogation of people who are just in a bar in the middle of the day.
Productive people.
What
Well,
what is next, friends?
I think we should go to the Vanderwent house.
Yes.
Definitely.
And I think we
I would
should
agree with
turn
that.
on the our high class charm for
Yeah,
this one.
I'm going to stand in the back for this one.
All right. Do you have
Everybody get your monocles out.
I'm actually pretty charismatic, but also a lizard. So
Hey, I feel like you're doing okay. I think the people of Whitesparrow, they've had kind of an uneasy alliance with the lizard folk, but
Yeah,
it's
okay.
relatively peaceful. And if anything, I feel like they're honestly just like, like we're a small little town. We can't afford to chase away new,
There are
customers.
so
Like,
many
we need
adventurers.
we need to
coming
make
in
a
and
good
out.
impression
that's
with
true.
this lizard folk, and then like
we
new
are
lizard
we
folk
are
gonna
practically
come to our
neighbors. We're
restaurant. Yeah.
off in the swamp, but we are practically neighbors.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
they've
I
had
feel
so
like
many adventurers come through of all
All right.
different sorts.
Okay.
I feel like they are a very enlightened.
All right, then this
Yeah.
is not as worried, and she is very charismatic. So.
I mean, they're probably
I feel-
super racist against goblins, but
I'm going to turn up
They are
the
terrible.
dial on my
Glamour.
fashion armor to
Oh.
level 2.
All right.
So I'm looking
Blinding.
extra fashiony.
yeah.
extra
Too much
Alright.
glitter.
fancy.
yeah, that's just you glow up one more level.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
double check to make sure that there's no holes from sparks in my dress.
You are making the rest of us look bad.
I try to
And
rub
this-
the blood off of my chainmail.
I think there's a
Please
hose
stand
pipe
at the
outside.
back.
You've now just got
Yes.
red
All
tube
right.
There's a hose pipe
chainmail.
outside the tavern. You can just hose that off. It'll come right out.
Yeah.
I should have packed a second cloak.
Or at least a reversible cloak. That'll level 3. You'll get that.
Oh, this is reversible, but the inside is a garish material I do not choose to reveal
Okay.
in public.
Interesting. All right. So it is literally just a short walk to the Vanderwent house. It's clearly one of the nicer houses, certainly much bigger houses than usual here in Whitesparrow. It's a large 2-story house that shows excellent crafting, quiet decorum, and abundant money. There are, I love it when they describe tiles. Tiles of blue stained shale cover the well-made roof. Statues of nobility flank a large oaken front door. There is a when you ring the bell, a servant ushers you into an opulent front entry hall.
Please.
And the head of the household, Celestia Vanderwent, appears to greet you.
I would like to curtsy.
And so you do.
Why, hello and welcome to my humble abode. How may I be of service to you? I am Celestia Vanderwent. My husband Giles is around here somewhere, but he's always wandering about doing his little hobbies.
In case it is helpful to the lies that you were about to tell, players, it is clear that the Vanderwent family is some kind of merchant family who has made significant profits in the trade, importing and exporting of exotic goods and whatnot. So, James, continue.
We are here on the behest of Lord Whitesparrow.
Oh
not
yes.
to lie.
Marlin, very good friend of ours.
I'm afraid to say this, but I think your son may have been in some trouble. And we were wondering if we could have a word with him. He's not in any serious problems, so long as he cooperates. But we would just like a quick word with him, if that's okay with you.
Are you looking for Randall, or are you looking for Gerald? Or no, you could mean Ian, could you? Ian's.
Yes, it was indeed Ian.
What kind of trouble?
I don't want to worry you about anything. It's just with Lord Whitesparrow's nephew. The two of them are good friends.
Lord Whitesparrow's nephew may have gotten Ian in some sort of trouble. We are very concerned about Ian and would like to talk to him and
we
clear
think that this
up.
was accidental, and we would just like to make sure everything's okay.
I can't imagine Penn getting him into any trouble. They are the closest of friends, always looking out for each other.
There may have been a misunderstanding of some sort. We do not know, but we are concerned there have been injuries in the village.
Injuries? You aren't suggesting that Ian would hurt anyone,
No,
are you?
No.
Not at all. We are concerned for Ian's safety.
There's almost no chance of him being assassinated.
What? Assassinated? What? What could possibly...
As I said, we'd just like a small chat with him. You don't need to worry about anything.
I don't know what to...
We're here to help protect him.
Ian, come down here this instant.
There we go.
A door opens at the top of the stairs, and a surly 13-year-old bounds down the stairs much too loudly and kind of stomps, shuffles over to his mother and avoids looking up, making eye contact with any of you. What's going on?
Well, these people are here, and they say that there's been some injuries in the village, and something to do with you and Pennon. Have you? What's going on? What haven't you told me?
Mom, I haven't seen Pennon in days. He's grounded.
Well, there must be some mistake. Clearly, you can see that he is fine. There is no worry of.
Would it be possible to talk to Ian alone, just to make sure?
I think we there's too many people. We don't want to.
But there are too many. Perhaps you should leave. We were doing just fine before you came in.
Lord Whitesparrow sent us. We really must. The safety of the village
really must
is at stake.
Insist.
I suppose that's well. You know what? I will go find Giles, and you may have a moment alone with Ian, and we will be right back, and we will all settle this matter once and for all. Giles! And she wanders off, calling for her husband.
I would just like to wander around and close the doors and potentially put something in front of them that would just slow down entry should she return. Not to
are you
block her
blocking
out.
the doors in her own house?
Just closing them.
I'm
You are
just
a
closing
guest!
things, slowing down re-entry,
right.
potentially
Yeah.
All right.
preventing the carrying of
the,
voices.
entry hall of a big fancy house, so there are a lot of doors into this
And this means that I also get a quick
hallway.
chance to have a look into each room as I close the
but
door.
you do kind of a quick circuit to kind of close door, at least to give you a little bit of acoustic privacy, if not to seal yourselves in here. The house is very fancy. You look into a fancy sitting room, a fancy dining room. It does seem like there are a good number of servants about. So even if you kind of close off this room, you are not going to be kind of completely concealed or far away from others present in this house. Ian kind of stands there, kind of sulking.
All right,
scuffing
kid.
his-
Right.
What?
What do you want?
I think that Nis maybe should talk to Ian. I'm just thinking Lizard might get through.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. I get that a lot. Listen, you and your friend may be in great danger. There are roving assassins that are harming the Whitesparrow family. What can you tell us of the last time that you spoke with your friend? And what have you been up to lately that might have angered someone? We are not here to punish you, but we are very concerned that you may have unwittingly angered someone who is trying to harm Whitesparrow and your friend's family.
Sounds like that's a persuasion check, Nis.
If I
Can I
lie a
like
little,
help
can
with
it be deception?
No.
All right.
Okay, can I help with the persuasion, please?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we are all pretty persuasive.
Denala, say something to be helpful in the context of persuading.
I think I'm just like sort of idly playing with a dagger.
All right.
In
It's
a
not
kind of
persuasion. That's intimidation.
I'm juggling, which makes me seem very endearing.
Okay.
17.
All right.
I'm sorry, you came into a house, you knocked at stuff in front of doors, and then you started juggling? What? Have you been to people's houses before?
I've already
Roll.
Cliff Nias's daggers.
Yeah, roll
Adventure.
confusion.
Adventurers continue to not know how to talk to anyone. A staple of Dungeons and
I
Dragons.
think Nis is
Of
doing
course,
great. I don't know what you're talking about.
Listeners, let me just remind you, when you're engaged in a social situation, there's a variety of things you could do. You could be deceptive, you could be intimidating, you could be persuasive. It's customary to ignore any of those things and just insist that whatever you're doing is whichever one of those your character sheet says you are better at.
Yep.
So,
But my instincts just say put a knife to this kid's throat, but I'm sort of holding back on that. Let's try the carrot first.
You hold a carrot to his throat?
I don't know what you're talking about. Look, the last time that Pennant and I were hanging out, we were out at night, and I don't know, I saw some other kids. They were probably farmers, and they were doing something to the temple. It wasn't us, man.
How do I feel about that being true?
You can always roll insight.
And I'm going to help with that, please.
All right, then you're being given advantage
All
whenever
right.
someone is helping you.
Then it's a 23.
Jason, how do you feel about teenagers?
I feel about them like J. Jonah Jameson feels about them, which is there's always teenagers ruining everything.
This
Threat or
teenager-
menace?
This teenager seems to be lying to you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So there's a temple, and they did something to it.
Whose temple is this, and what did you do?
Did the other people?
Are you
Bombay.
are you being persuasive, or have you switched to intimidation?
I have switched to intimidation.
All right.
Does anyone want to help? Lean in and look menacing.
Yeah,
yeah, definitely.
All right.
I'm
Suddenly,
I
four
have a big
adventurers are
sword.
crowded around. Yeah, four adventurers crowding around a teenager who should not have been left alone with those. People, do not let your children be questioned by the police or adventurers without a guardian present.
we are the adventuring police.
That is legal advice. Free legal advice here for you.
Okay, so
Somewhere,
I'm rolling-
somewhere up in the house, you can hear Celestia saying, "Giles, put down the sword and come downstairs and talk to your son."
That's a 20, not a natural
All right.
20.
Okay. Please don't hurt me. Yeah, it was me and Pennon. It was us. We defiled the temple. We didn't think we'd get caught.
Which temple?
The Temple of Light. The
What
only
did you
temple
do
in
to it?
Whitesparrow. I mean, okay, well, I tipped a statue over and a soul plate, but it was Pennon who peed in the thing.
Okay.
Teenagers.
And you said the pen is grounded.
Yeah. I
How do
think
you know
so.
he's grounded?
That's what his dad said. He hasn't come out in days.
Do you know where he is?
I mean, I think he's in the house, the manor house,
Where do you two usually hang out?
wherever we want. It's our town, stranger.
Where do you like to hang out? Said menacingly with intimidation.
I don't know, a tavern, fields. Sometimes we paint cows. What's it to you?
I'm just gonna give a very mean look.
Can I make any connections between the Temple of Light and the assassins? Does that make any sense at all?
I feel free to roll some kind of check on that.
Religion?
History or religion?
This is good at religion,
Yeah,
and
roll
rolled
religion.
a 20.
I would think that the Temple of Light is basically the only house of worship in Whitesparrow. The Temple of Light is kind of one of your somewhat generic, not quite non-denominational, but generic houses of worship for things that are good and holy. It seems like there would be really no connecting of the dots between the Temple of Light and their worshippers and an assassin. It is, the temple is, I think, kind of heavily elven in construction and symbolism. But yeah, there's nothing that
Okay.
would.
So-
Those feel very at odds with each other.
So here, okay, I'm going to do something now, and you, friends, go with me on this, and I look over at Nyasa especially, and I'm like, give a little wink, which is like one of those little nictating eyelids goes, and then the regular wink. It's a complex. It's a lizard folk wink.
Yep, multi-part.
And I lower my voice a little bit, and I say to the kid, "Listen, you got to let us know about this this scam that you guys are running involving the Gloom. The elves are really mad." And I look over at Nyasa. I'm like, "What's going on with your buddy? Your buddy's really stepped into it now. So it's a complete lie."
What's a Gloom?
All right.
It was worth a go.
Excuse me, I can't help but notice you're talking to my son.
A kind of a middle-aged man has appeared. He has a very elaborate mustache and a monocle, and seems to be dressed as if he is perhaps on his way to some kind of naval battle.
I am Giles Van Went, and this is my house. How can I help you?
I'd like to
we
curtsy again.
need.
Yeah.
Why not?
You can curtsy. I'm not going to curtsy.
Ian,
I
go
expect
to
you
your
to.
room.
You have a very fine boy, and we will give our leave of you
I
because we
dare
have no more
say.
need of any more information.
We are concerned that the White Sparrow boy may be a bad influence on your son.
I don't know what you're talking about, and I will thank you to leave my business to myself, so perhaps you can make yourselves scarce and leave before I am forced to call my house guards.
Ian kind of sulks out of the room, up the stairs to presumably his chambers, upstairs in the manor.
I think we've got our next
Yes.
clue. I don't think we need anything more from these people.
I also call your house guards. Hello, guards. And now I'll leave, guards. Goodbye.
That's very confusing. I'll thank you to leave immediately.
And I will welcome it. You are welcome.
All right, you are.
They
seeing-
always expect lizard folk to say crazy stuff like that. Don't worry about it.
Lizards be crazy, man.
Giles waits impatiently as
Then
you
they
kind of
underestimate me.
head out the door. There's a servant, kind of a footman, who's stationed by the door, who gives the door a pretty enthusiastic clang shut as you make your way through. You are now standing in the street of Whitesparrow, outside the Vanderwent house. You see, that you catch a quick look from Ian glaring down at you from a window on the second story. Then he disappears from view.
I
think
appreciate
we
the
should go to the
enthusiasm that they used to close that door. We should go to the temple, yes.
Yeah, let's go to the temple.
Yes.
To the temple.
Okay.
Check
All
out,
right.
Check out that statue and the thing that he peed in.
Yeah.
I hope this isn't like a Freaky Friday
Teenage
thing where he
boy.
switched his soul with the other one or something, and it's all just very confusing now.
All right. You make your way just about one house down the street when you hear a scream coming from behind you.
Does it sound suspiciously like a teenage boy who's trying to act tough and failing miserably?
It sounds like the mother of a teenage boy crying out in shock and horror.
Oh.
I think we should
we
run
go
back
back?
and slam open the door.
Yes.
Should we go
run in.
back?
Let's go back.
You run back. The front door of the Vanderwet house hangs open, as clearly the footman has run inside as well. You hear the sound of footsteps tromping up the stairs above you. You follow them up to the second floor. There are several footmen, and Celestia and Giles Vanderwent are standing there, looking through an open door into Ian's room, where Ian lies dead on the floor.
He's dead!
Who has killed Ian Vanderwent? Who will kill our adventurers? What is the deal with this temple that has been so recently defiled? Where is one Pennon Whitesparrow, and will you live to see him? Many questions are yet to be answered here in the town of Whitesparrow. For answers to some of these, tune in next time to Total Party Kill. The end.